Ari Goldwag here, and we're about to begin the fifth of the Alei Shur podcasts. I want to remind you about my book, Perfectly Imperfect, Breaking Out of the Ordinary, Striving for Greatness. Available at feldheim.com. You can get it anywhere wonderful Jewish books are sold. We begin now the first chapter of Alei Shur, which is the chapter on Limud Gemara, studying the Talmud. And he says like this, he quotes from a Medrash in Tehillim in Psalms, chapter 119. Medrash Tehillim Kuf Yotes, Lulei Saras Chashashua. The verse says, King David says, if it were not for your Torah, which is my beloved thing, my plaything, the Gomer, etc., Amr Yisrael, the people of Israel said, Ilulei Torascha, if not for your Torah Shahisa Imi, which was with me, V'hi Shashuai, it is my plaything, it is my beloved thing, Azavadati Be'ani, if not for that, I would have been lost in my poverty. And Moses says as well, with these many thoughts that are within me. The verse says, I will never forget your commandments, your statutes, etc. Haim Chaim L'Yisrael. The Torah is that which is life to the people of Israel. Ilulehi, if not for the Torah, Lo Haya Chaim, we wouldn't have life. The Omar, like it says in the verse, Kihi Chayecha, the verse says, it is your life. And the verse also says, whoever finds me has found life, etc. So we see that the Medrash refers to the concept of Torah, learning Torah, as life. Torah einena kishar miktzos. Says Rav Wolbe that Torah is not like other involvements, it's not like other professions. A person picks a profession based on his leanings, based on those things that he enjoys, those things that he's good at. Torah, but when it comes to the learning of the Torah, ilulehi lahoya chaim. Every single person is shaykh to Torah. If not for Torah, there's no life. Torah is life. Tzira Yisrael shezachu lilmud Torah. Now those who are the young ones of the people of Israel, who have had the merit to be able to study Torah, ein lahem lahashtisas limudam al cheshkom b'Torah. They should not base the foundation of their learning Torah on their desire for Torah. El al hachrecha Torah. Says Rav Wolbe, a person needs to treat the Torah and treat Torah learning like it's something which is absolute. There's no choice when it comes to Torah. It doesn't go by what I feel like. It goes by the Torah is my life. B'deres kedumim, yoda kol Yehudi ki ilulihi l'hoya chayim. In the previous generations, everybody knew, without Torah, there's no life. V'kulam lamdu, and everybody learned Torah. B'doreinu anu, in our generation, however, rak misei mispar yoidim me'achiu v'achreach limudei Torah. There are only a few people who really know about the importance of the Torah, the obligation, and the fact that there's no choice but to learn Torah. This handful of young people who devote their time to studying Torah, it is that which represents the true essence of the Jewish people. The Jewish people is called the nation of Torah, the Torah Nation. Those young people who are studying Torah represent the Jewish nation. They're miyatzkim, they're the ones who represent us. A young person who has merited to be in a place of learning Torah, shouldn't think that he has found a school of professionals that teach him how to study Torah. That his abilities and his leanings, that which he likes, that's why he's studying, that has brought him to this profession. Just like there are other people who are young and they've decided upon a certain profession. Heaven forbid, that's not how it works when it comes to the Torah. MSC, the truth is, ki ilulei Torah in chaim. Without Torah, there's no life. And there's an absolute life-giving obligation. It's incumbent upon every person, because it's life, it's the essence of life. Every single person has to learn Torah. hacheshek bo yavo. The desire, the enjoyment, that's going to come. But a person needs to start with the fact that there's no choice. Learning Torah is not something that I feel like doing or don't feel like doing. It's something that, because it's what gives me life, I have no choice but to do it if I want to stay alive. Says Rav Wolbe, what's the difference? The person learns because they have to, because they desire it. He says that if a person learns because he has no choice, because that's the essence of his life, so then, let's say a person doesn't have so much desire today, not so interested today, or is completely out. He's completely used up all of his desire. So that weakness is not given any power. Because of the understanding, the recognition that the person has no choice. He has no choice but to study Torah and to be involved in Torah. Now without Torah, it's not life. The person doesn't have life. Cheshek, what's the idea of desire? Something that a person feels. It's a feeling. And it's easy for that feeling to be lost in just because of a small thing. But you should know that desire, that enjoyment does come when a person studies. The verse tells us that if now you shall listen to my voice, and shall keep my covenant, you shall be a chosen nation from all of the nations, because the earth belongs to me. Rashi explains, if now you accept upon yourselves, if you agree, if you accept the fact that there's no choice but to learn, if you accept it, you're committed to the Torah, from now on it's going to be sweet to you. It comes afterwards. The beginning is difficult. All beginnings are difficult. It's in Parshas Yisro, in the fourth Aliyah. So what a person is accepting upon himself is, from now on, I have no choice. I have to learn Torah. The Torah is not just, heaven forbid, a profession. Kovetz dinim or makor parnasa, a compendium of laws or a source of a person's livelihood. It's a spiritual world. The Torah is a spiritual world, and if you want to be alive, so you have to be a citizen of the Torah world. Like you said, all the beginnings are challenging, are difficult. A person who wants to enter into the world of Torah, so a person is entering from a physical realm, from a physical world, and he wants to enter into that spiritual realm. It's not something which is constricted to only be in that time when the person is learning. The spiritual realm that we're speaking about completely surrounds and engulfs the entire person, his entire life. Says Rav Wolbe that the physical world is a world of imagination. A person who comes to learn Torah, so he finds himself in a very difficult battle against his imaginations, against his imagined way of being, which disturb him from being able to find depth, to get deeper into intellectual matters. In the back and forth of the Gemara, explanations of the Meforshim, those who explain the Gemara. Every person who wants to learn Torah, he has no choice but to fight against his imaginings. This is the greatest resistance, the most serious resistance between the truth and the lie of the human being. At the moment that he opens up that Gemara, how many imaginations, imaginary things try to take hold of him? Zichronis Avar, remembering the past. Dagas Asid, worries about the future. What's going to be? All of the things, the arguments a person is involved in this moment. When a person has difficulty focusing, it's not because he lacks in ability. It's because the imagination of the human being is in control of him. According to the degree that a person is able to get rid of the imagination, mafriim, all those thoughts, all the physical thoughts, it's dependent upon that, how quickly a person can get rid of all of the distractions, all those things that are not really real, that take away his focus. That's the degree that he's able to get in to learning Torah and rising higher as a result. A person who gets into the depth of learning, and he knows how to nullify all the imagination, all of those thoughts. There's a special sweetness in Torah. There's a special taste that a person can enjoy of the Torah. When it comes to the imagination, when it comes to those thoughts, so it tries to trick him with all kinds of pictures of enjoyments and all of the matters of this world. It's very difficult to find a taste in spiritual matters, with a healthy mind and a depth in his intellect. Right? It's like a person, if you eat a piece of candy, so that piece of candy tastes really good, but if you try to have a grape afterwards, it might not be as sweet. But if you get rid of the candy and you eat just the grape is very sweet. So that's the issue here as well. There's all these ideas vying for a person's attention, which seems so sweet, but they're just a distraction. They're not the true taste, the true depth of ruchnius. Only somebody who is able to escape from all of his imaginings is able to merit to this thing. And this is the way. As we saw, as Chazal tell us, if now you accept upon yourself this matter, as hechreach halimud, the fact that a person has no choice when it comes to learning Torah, and you fight against the imagination, and you win, from now on, it's going to be sweet for you. It's going to be so enjoyable. Timsu arvus v'tam limud. You'll be able to find that sweetness, that taste in the learning. Yisraba cheshek b'Torah, and a person will have more and more desire for Torah. Because all of the beginnings are a challenge, are difficult. There's a great battle between the intellect and the imagination, which is the battle of Torah. Person stands how does a person stand up to this battle? How does a person succeed in the battle? It's by understanding and recognizing the fact that a person has no choice but to be involved in learning Torah. A person has that commitment. If not for Torah, a person would have no life. The intellect, we need to understand, the intellect that we're speaking about is not something dry that has no spirit of life, like we think, or like we imagine. When it comes to mathematical calculations, so we see intellect as something which is very cut and dry. But you need it to live, right? You got to use math, right? When it comes to Torah, the Torah is life to those who find it. Whoever finds the Torah. Says Chazal, our sages say, it's a Gemara in Eruvin, Daf Nun Daled Amud Aleph, that who gets life from them? It's those who speak them out with their mouth, those who express them. A person who swallows, so to speak, a page of Gemara, he's studying the Talmud, he's reading all the words, he's just using his eyes and reading it, without expressing it and saying it with his words, with his mouth. It's not alive for him. When When he speaks them out, that's when they start to live for him. Masgula hamitis, radarga hamitis shel esak HaTorah, hidavka b'dibuch chaverim. When does a person truly get a level of Torah? When does it become alive for him? It's not just when he's sitting by himself and studying Torah. It's only when he's connecting with other people who are also trying to learn Torah, connecting to his friends. Chazal say, it's a Mishnah in Avos, chapter 3, Mishnah 2. Two people who are sitting and studying Torah, the divine presence is between them, is amongst them. One person who's studying Torah, so Hashem sets for him a reward. When you have two people there, so you have words of Torah, and what's there is the divine presence. Hashem himself, God himself is there. So one person, so what's he doing? He's involved in the Torah. So that doesn't give him words of Torah. So the person has reward. The person has reward for that study of Torah. But the divine presence is not there. You can't see the divine presence. Words of Torah only happen when a person studies together with somebody else, with a study partner. That's how the sugya, the section of the Talmud, becomes clarified. So the words are enjoyable, and the Shekhinah comes and is involved, is joining in with those who are studying. And they themselves have success and they are sharpened because they're doing it together. One person learns by himself, you may get an understanding, but it's not going to be the same as when you have two people studying at the same time, trying to clarify, trying to understand, back and forth between them. It's not easy to have a study partner. From one side, so you have the lying in ambush, you have the Yetzer Hara, the challenge of the fact that a person might waste his time, not spend his time studying. The other side is the problem that when you're involved with another person, one might try to be the victor, one might become jealous. Therefore, some young people prefer to learn by themselves specifically, but that's not wise. In regards to this, so Chazal tell us that Torah only lasts when somebody kills himself over the Torah. Derech HaTorah, Derech Aliyahi. What's the way of the Torah? The way of the Torah is a way to climb that ladder, like we spoke about previously. Called Tzad Korach V'Nisyonis. Every step involves challenges. It's impossible not to take one step after another. So does it mean that a person has no choice but to waste time? So what is it that can help a person to make sure that these challenges, a person is able to pass over them, to get past them? So the answer that he says is a very powerful desire. And I think that what it really means is that a person needs to be really focused and really committed. That what's it about? It's important to get used to trying to understand things at depth, but with a tremendous amount of courage, a tremendous amount of power, and with company, with others. A person is concerned about feeling victorious over another or jealousy. You're worried that you're going to rejoice when you win, so to speak. You, with your very midos, with your very character traits, with your love for victory, nega hakina upachad hayeush, that problem of jealousy and that fear of giving up, hisbata lifnei chipus ha'emes la'amita shel Torah. you can give that up. It's impossible to nullify that through a commitment to trying to understand the Torah truly, to trying to know what it's really saying, what's really going on. This can be something which is in the category of something which a person makes as the law for himself, that you can't, this is my commitment, there's nothing that will stop me. Not to learn by oneself, even though it might be very difficult for a person who's young to have that interaction, to be able to not get involved in feeling the need to win, etc. All the other things that come up. But it's possible for a person to commit to that and to stay committed to that. If a person's desire is very powerful and his recognition is very clear, that this is the way to acquire the Torah. We find in the Mishnah of us, in the 6th chapter, says that one of the ways that a person is able to acquire Torah, it's one of the 48 ways, it's through being involved and connecting to others. So he will get used to it, and he'll be able to stand up to these challenges. And by doing so he will have stepped up to the first rung of this ladder of rising up to greatness in Torah. One of the most difficult things is finding the right chavrusa, finding the right study partner to study with. Generally speaking, what are the things that affect this? This is something which has to do with a person's personal biases. A person should not choose a chavrusa, study partner, based on a person's personal preferences. But rather it should have to do with how quickly the two people understand things. If two people are too different when it comes to how quickly they're able to understand things, how quickly they're able to learn, so then those two people should not be studying together. Almost all the other things that might stop a person are not relevant. Each person has his own different way of approaching the Gemara. And this is actually an advantage when it comes to studying together, because I'm going to have my understanding, you're going to have your understanding, and then we're going to try to see what the truth is. Which one of us is saying what are the pieces of what we're saying that are actually true, and find that greater dimensional understanding. It's specifically through the approach, which is this kind of back and forth, we have our differences. Through that, if they're truly committed to trying to understand the truth, they'll find it. And as the time continues, the two get used to each other. Each one listens patiently. They ask the question quietly. They admit when someone says something which is true. And they rejoice in being challenged. Perhaps they're wrong. These words are stated about those who learn with that type of limud, that way of learning. Says Rav Wolbe, based on the Chazal, find yourself, acquire for yourself a friend. A friend, a study partner, is one of the most important acquisitions that a person requires. Because either a friend, either a study partner who one can learn with, or ... Our Chazal say either that or death. So thanks for listening to the 5th edition of the Alei Shur podcast. To be continued.